Hey YouTubers, this is EMDSC14R and this is New Trains Part 12. That's right, New Trains Part 12, and I got some extra awesome good ones to show you today. Alright, as you can probably see, this is my brand spanking new Amtrak P42 number 108. Yes, and it's in the Northeast Corridor paint scheme. This is one variation. This is the Athearn ready to roll, DCC ready. I have to get a DCC plug for it, but that's no big deal. It's eventually going to get sound in DCC anyway, but I'm going to get a dummy plug so I can run it. I did test it using the dummy plug out of my CF7, and it runs good. Let me show you my blue box version. These are my blue box Genesis units. This is a P40. This is a P42. Now, this is really cool. There's 108, there's 107. And if you look at the 107, you can see the differences in the paint scheme. There's no black stripe at the bottom on the pilot like there is on the 108. Also, the stripe, the white stripe here that separates the gray and the silver is thinner than on the 108. And the blue is also darker on the 108 compared to the 107, but those are chronologically ordered correctly. And when I saw that this was the 108, I had to get it. This is actually the first Genesis unit I've bought in I don't know how many years. I haven't really bought. The only other Amtrak engine I bought was that F40PH number 399. That was in the Surfliner scheme, or Amtrak West Paint scheme, but I call it the Surfliner scheme. But this is a very nice engine. I can't wait to run it. Moving on, from Nicholas Smith Trains, I bought this Bowser kit. It's a Pennsylvania Railroad G36 ore car. This is actually one of the first. This is the first kit I've built in a long time that I can remember. I haven't built any kits recently. I put the metal wheels on it. I mean, this car is just beautifully done, and as far as details are concerned. The bottom is actually one giant piece of cast metal, so this thing is way heavier than the other ore cars that I have. I mean, it's got to be the heaviest ore car in my collection, hands down. Even heavier than my metal train ones, which I have. Now, I do have roundhouse versions of these cars, of that car, and they're right here. And they're actually different than the G36 work car. I'm pretty sure it's a G36. I'm sure I'm right on that. But moving on, these are my Gunderson well cars that I also got. That came in the mail today. These are A-lines. This is actually a kit that was custom painted to the Southern Pacific. It's actually my first Southern Pacific container car set, actually. Very nice, highly detailed. Don't have to do much to it except put metal wheels on it, glue some of these in here back because some of the bracing is loose, but that's not really a big deal. I've been looking for these cars for years. I mean, I remember when A-Line was selling them on their website ready made, and they were going for like $140 around that area. I know I'm not exactly right on that, but they were up there. They still sell the kits, I think. You still can get these in the kit form, and it's pretty straightforward as to what you need to do to put them together. Let me just see, that car is heavy, so it's gonna roll. That's basically where your weights are. That's basically it. They already have kadee couplers on it, which is awesome. That's one less thing I have to do. All I have to do is put the metal wheels on it and it's ready to go. Let me just get the, yeah. So these are custom painted and they're lettered.
Oh, good.
I really like these cars, especially with the container braces on the sides. Really like them. And then let me show you this. This is my new N-scale Atlas 80 foot FGE boxcar. It originally was undecorated, but someone custom painted it. I actually found this in the junk bin at Nicholas Smith. Like, Nicholas Smith has like a bin where they had nothing but junked trains and boxcars and locomotives, and nobody really wants them. This car, all it was missing was the trucks. So I bought the trucks, I bought the metal wheels, bought the kingpins for the trucks, put them back on, and this car is ready to go. And it's very heavy too. And it's custom painted, as I said. It's got the GATX on it, and it says Articar. Don't know what that, I think that's, well, is that Lamb Western or something? I'm not sure if that's right. But that's a really, really nice car. Glad I got it. So my N-scale collection has grown a bit. Atlas makes some wonderful N-scale cars. Highly recommend them, along with Kato too. Very, very nice cars. And then in the back here, I got myself a, I believe this is a, this says Crown on it. This says Crown. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with that company. Is that, I don't know. Not too familiar with the company name, but it's a weathered Union 76 Union car, 3-dome, heavily weathered. I changed the trucks on it because it had roller bearing trucks on it, but I put those roller bearing trucks on another car and gave that car the old friction bearings. And then I got myself two roundhouse old time tank cars. Let me just see if I can get these guys uncoupled, because these are free rolling cars here. This is the first car. I really like this one. This is RPM motor oil. It's unsurpassed. That's what it says. Unsurpassed underneath. Really, really nice car. Now, what people don't normally know about these roundhouse tank cars like this is you remove the tank car and you basically have your log car right under that. That's basically what it is. It's a tank on a log car. And yeah, it's just a little trivia there. Here's the other one. This is one that says Union Tank Line. So I guess it's like the early version of UTLX tank cars. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. This one I had problems with because the kingpin hole for the screw was too large due to the plastic expanding. So I had to cut a square out in the center of the tank, take block styrene, and I forget the dimensions, but I had to I used, you know, Zap-A-Gap glue or super glue, and then I cut it down, sanded it, filed it, you know, shaped it to the tank, drilled a new kingpin hole, and now the tank doesn't move from side to side anymore, which is what I was going for. I put black and metal wheels on that one that I got from another car. And then finally, I got the these shelf couplers are something else. I got another roundhouse car. This is a roundhouse ballast hopper. It's not my first roundhouse ballast hopper. I have a Norfolk and Western one. That's the rib side version. This is a Union Pacific one. It says B Specific, ship Union Pacific. I have another Union Pacific one, but it's got the what's it? The shield on it. That's a metal train one. Very, very nice car. And as I said, I got shelf couplers on it because I didn't have any other couplers left to put on my new cars. I completely ran out of couplers. The only couplers I have left are the long shank couplers, long shank undershank, and long shank overshank couplers. And it'll look too cheesy putting long shank couplers on such a short car and having that gap there. So I'm just going to be holding off on that. That is definitely going to get kadee knuckle couplers on it because I'm taking those McHenrys off. Any plastic couplers that I have left are being phased out, people. Hopefully in the next couple months, or by the end of next year, or the end of this year I should say, all my equipment should have kadee metal couplers on it. That's what my ultimate goal is, because they can handle the drawbar strength. They're better quality. They may be more expensive, but hey. Speaking of which, I replaced the couplers on my Sioux line there. It had shelf couplers on the front and rear. I actually put I have to put a long shank coupler on the front there, and I put the short version there so they match. So now I can finally couple engines onto the front of my Sioux line, because I couldn't do that before. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have a couple more goodies coming up. I do have another Amtrak engine on the way. I will not be telling you guys what that is though. because that's going to be a surprise. Oh, almost forgot. These are some more of my container cars. I have 2 of these. This is a Walthers kit right here. Got to get that up and running. And this car is extremely hard to find now. This is a Canadian National car. This was built by, this was made in Denmark. I had 2 of these cars, but the other car disintegrated because the plastic that, I don't know what kind of plastic it is, but it's like a yellowish kind of plastic. And this is the only car that survived, so that's the only one of its type. It is, you know, over the years it's been beat up and it's fallen apart. It's been glued back together, fallen apart. So this is what you call, you know, the jack of all trades container car. So, and yeah, I keep them like that so it doesn't get broken. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again, guys, and be safe. Bye, y'all.